Democracy is not perfect in any shape or form, but it is the best system we have. Where democracies exist, nations are far less likely to go to war against each other, for a start, if you study history. And the most important thing that democracy does is that it deals to a truism, that human nature is awfully corrupt. And that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And democracy is the best check and balance we have against that. Power should rest with the people, and there should be a separation of powers. There's many examples of power within our society, or authority. Every individual has a certain amount of power and authority and responsibility. Families have it. Religious institutions have it. Civil society and all the charitable and NGO organisations that function in a society. And the state exercises power. Democracy is the thing that can keep all these in their place and not have one dominating another and causing mayhem. That's why I have risen up, and you have too, with this referendum petition, because the state was interfering in the authority of the family.
That's right.
Yes.
And we believe the government should seek the will of the people. And when it has done so, it should obey the will of the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is so serious, folks, what's happening right now. When I wrote to the Prime Minister in that open letter, I said, please, you don't understand the damage you're going to do if you ignore this 87%.
Yeah.
This is not some political game you're playing. You're striking something into the hearts of every New Zealander who is going to struggle to believe in authority, believe in our democracy. They're going to have another wound, really, that causes apathy and complacency.
Yeah.
Because where do we go? The government held this referendum, not me. I don't have $9 million. I can tell you that for a fact. You see, they set up a law. The government established a law called the Citizens Initiated Referendum Act in 1993 so that citizens could institute a referendum. And we simply took up what was rightfully ours to do and forced them to hold a referendum. When Sir Douglas Graham, someone was mentioning recently, and we're going to do some research into this, into the Hansard, to see some of the debate that occurred around that referendum law when it was passed, Sir Doug Graham said it wasn't necessary to make the CIR referendums binding because no government would ever ignore the majority of its citizens. How far have we fallen? I don't believe Sir Doug Graham would have done what they're doing now,
Right.
quite frankly.
Yeah.
How far we have fallen in 16 years. Because we've learned some very bad habits from our previous Prime Minister. And now I think they all start to think they can get away with it. The Kiwi Party believes the CIR needs amending to strengthen our democracy. And so we have, as I said, principles and we have policies about that. And you can look those up later on. There are some things that drastically need altering. We should not be able to ignore 87%. But let me make it clear, we don't support direct democracy. We're not trying to change our whole constitutional arrangement so that the citizens of this country will have referendums every jolly month or week and we'll decide everything. We have a representative democracy in this country that works, has worked in the past reasonably well. We simply want to amend it so that there is a veto power for citizens when legislation is passed that is so unpopular that we ought to have the say. And you can study our policies, and I believe you'll find that there is a sensible and common sense approach to dealing with the dilemma we're in right now.